We, the Narans, were always a curious kind. For as long as our history spans, we have always exhibited an unquenchable thirst for knowledge and understanding. Generations of our mathematicians tirelessly explored the unknowns of possibility and logic. Our philosophers contemplated the deeper meaning of sentience, living, and existence itself. Our biologists studied the fundamental building blocks of life, and our physicists constantly found out more about the inner workings of the universe. The moment some of us made a discovery, its ideas spread to others through the intertwine, travelling underground, swift like wildfire, yet pleasant like warm rays of sunshine, or cool, rejuvenating rain. And we rejoiced, glad that our experience of the world got just a bit richer. However, although our pursuit of new information and experiences initially seemed not to favour any subject in particular, as our collective knowledge grew, one topic emerged from the rest as something more problematic to explore, more distant and unreachable, and thus more desirable. More than anything, we wished to know what it was like to have the freedom to change places. As numerous critters, earthbound and air-dwelling, scurried around our root collars and fluttered about our branches daily, we grew to envy them. To be free to explore the world through one's own experience, instead of simply relying on the tales of others. To bask in the light of faraway skies, to feel foreign winds carry smells more foreign through the air all around, to experience the textures and aromas of soils unfamiliar. Such was our grandest dream. A dream we seemingly could not come close to achieving. We built mobile platforms of great size, capable of traversing the terrain on limbs of iron, avoiding our colonies down below. Many volunteered to undergo the risky procedure of being disconnected from the intertwine, uprooted and replanted on the platforms as their first pilots. Unfortunately, the lucky few who survived the process could not enjoy the gift of mobility for long. Despite the finest life support systems and habitats as spacious as physically possible, the volunteers quickly grew weak within their cockpits. In days they withered away for no apparent reason, in some cases succumbing to madness not long before, a result of their disconnection from most or all of our kind. No matter the improvements we made to our designs, the same outcome awaited us each time. Our heroic pioneers inevitably met their deaths, and lost their sanity in devices meant to bring them into a better, fuller existence. It seemed there was nothing we could do, so we gave up. Or, to put it more accurately, we got as close as possible and settled for that. We invented recording devices capable of surveying their surroundings, and storing the data on the entire central spectrum to create simulations. They never felt authentic, but they were better than nothing. We developed drones, robotic servants who could explore the universe in our name, relaying their findings to us. They fulfilled their purpose well, but not enough to satisfy our cravings. We had no choice but to remain grounded. Through that, we concluded that it was simply not meant for beings with higher mental functions to move around as they pleased, untethered to the rest of their kind. That hopeless notion stuck with our people for a long, long time. Until we met our defiant siblings in Sapience, that is. We detected their spacecraft not long after it entered the confines of our star system. When our drones, forever observing the void on our behalf, registered a structure of foreign origin, signaling them, we felt joy unlike ever before. Though our home was inhabited exclusively by beings less than us, we finally knew we were not alone. Somewhere out there, some other light of Sapience burned just as bright as ours, and now their mechanical messengers were here, ready to make contact. Over the next few days, we managed to decipher each other's data encoding methods well enough to establish a simple conversation. They assured us of their peaceful intentions and asked for permission to land their craft on the surface of our planet, apparently so that they could explore. We readily obliged, thrilled to see alien scouting automatons in action. We picked a large flat plateau for them to land on, surrounded by our colonies, so we could witness the presence of the otherworldly emissaries right as they landed. As their vessel approached the ground, it roared like a raging storm, spitting out fumes of gas it used for propulsion, a fascinating method vastly different to the magnetic slings we used to send our iron-driven drones into space. Finally, it landed, generating a shockwave upon contact with the ground that shook our roots down to the intertwine. In anticipation, we waited as the craft remained motionless for a few suspenseful minutes. Suddenly, it emitted a piercing hiss before the impact of a door or a ramp hitting the ground could be felt. Our machinery detected what was assumed to be drones exiting the open vessel, and we felt each of their steps reverberating through the alien ship's metal walkway and down to the ground. At long last, they stepped onto the round soil, and excitement yet greater stirred within our souls. These machines, forged in a world light years away, crossed the treacherous void of space in search of life, and now they found it in us. They were a testament to the burning spark of curiosity their creators bore, a spark that we too shared, one that has motivated us for millennia. We knew little of these beings, but they felt like people who could very well grow in our hills amongst us. As the drones explored the terrain around the ship's landing spot, we noticed a peculiarity in their behavior. They did not move about with mechanical precision, nor did they seem to work towards any given directive beyond surface-level observation. They walked around like a mere animal would, their movements uncannily fluid, as they seemingly studied our curious branches extending towards them. Our systems informed us of the movements of their assumed heads, which they turned from us and to each other, and the folding of their upper limbs into forms of unclear purpose or meaning. For a brief moment, we thought they were faulty, after their long journey across the stars. Suddenly, one of the drones stopped in place. The others soon followed, turning towards the first unit. Our scanners detected his upper limbs reaching towards the base of his head, and removing it. A sensation of disbelief spread through the intertwine. After all, it simply could not be. Our machines must have encountered an error. Our branches extended towards the alien thing with twice the intensity. We had to know for ourselves. It took a step back, showing what could only be described as fear. After a second, though, it slowly approached our tree line. Just as it removed what turned out to be a covering for its head, so did it remove the outer layer of its manipulator appendage. It reached towards us, and, for a moment, our limbs touched. We expected the coldness of metal. We were met with the warmth of living flesh. That was 72 years ago. I am writing this today from the comfort of a compact mobility platform of my own, a result of collaboration between us and our new human friends. Their advanced knowledge of physics, integrated with our experience in biology, culminated in a breakthrough made by one of our scientists. Through a quantum link, my roots remain connected to the intertwine, even as I bask in the light of Sol, many systems away from home. Terran winds flow gently around my trunk and through my crown, enriched by the most delightful aromas Earth's countryside can offer. The sensors of my platform tell me of a small crowd of humans looking at me from a pace away, clearly wary yet curious of a novel presence like mine, visiting their humble home. They do not know just how grateful my people and I are for their kind's mere existence. For their arrival tore us out of the claws of hopelessness, inspired us when we thought the well of inspiration would never house a drop of water again, and provided us with a chance to fulfill an ancient, primal dream. It is thanks to them that we are, at last, free. Free to wander, as they do.